Howdy, my name is Leo Garza, and today we're going to present the biopesticide treatments in Apis mellifera increased production compared to the chemical treatments. First and foremost, the Western honeybee, which is Apis mellifera. Their order is the Hymenoptera. They are efficient and adaptable pollinators. And some of their greatest products are honey and beeswax production, which is something we're going to talk about in their production. Western honeybees are native to Europe, Northern Africa, and the Middle East, but are kept almost everywhere because of the value of its pollination services. And you can see an Apis mellifera right on the right. Moving forward, some very important thing that we're going to be talking about is pesticides. The pesticides exposure for Apis mellifera most commonly is incidental. It is being of consequence of farmers, public health officials, and even homeowners seeking to eliminate pests. So some of these pests are small hive beetles, wax moths, straight-keeled mites, and varroa mites. Because of this last one, varroa mites, a lot of beekeepers and public health workers intentionally apply some chemical treatments for these pests. And we will talk about this in this next slide. And to your right, you will see a varroa mite. Flumethrin is one of the main pesticides used for the control and treatment of varroa mites in honeybees. It is also served for the control of mosquitoes and ticks in the environment. According to Orrick in this paper in 2012, flumethrin is applied to hives formulated as plastic strips for several weeks. During this time, honeybees are treated topically with flumethrin, and hive products may accumulate the pesticide. As you can see, there's many other ways of honeybees inhaling the flumethrin or ingesting the flumethrin. It could be through hygienic behaviors during the application period, or it could be through comb wax remodeling after the application period. Biopesticides kind of sit on the opposing end of the spectrum, and the EPA defines biopesticides as certain types of pesticides derived from such natural materials as animals, plants, bacteria, and certain minerals. Plant-based biopesticides, specifically essential oils, have active ingredients that combat weeds, pests, and microorganisms. They are eco-friendly. They have a target specificity, and according to the EPA, 390 registered biopesticides have active ingredients. Furthermore, according to Gupta in his paper in 2023, biopesticides often are more effective in small quantities and often decompose quickly, resulting in lower exposures and largely avoiding the pollution problems caused by conventional pesticides. Furthermore, indiscriminate use of plant essential oils are a sustainable approach that necessitates the exploration of viable eco-friendly alternatives. They're biodegradable, they have eco-friendly, and they're safety for human consumption. So our question today is, are biopesticides more effective than flumethrin and other chemical pesticides in Apis mellifera production? In order to answer this question, we are looking at two experiments. One conducted by Patrica in 2023, which is the essential oil productivity. In this experiment, 8 groups of Apis mellifera were fed sugar syrup containing 1 essential oil and tracked productivity on rapeseed honey. On our second experiment, we explored the effects of flumethrin. Wu wrote his experiment. 4 bee colonies were sprayed with 4 different doses of flumethrin and monitored the lifespan of Apis mellifera worker bees. In our first table, the correlation between total worker bee gut germ counts, bee colony development, and rapeseed honey production following sugar syrup essential oil feedings. This one is strictly coming out of the first experiment. You can kind of see the different essential oils that were placed in the 8 different groups. This includes basil, cinnamon, clove, juniper, mint, oregano, rosemary, and thyme. The purpose of the microbial analysis was to analyze the influence of essential oils on the total number of pathogenic germs in the gut of worker bees. These analyses were necessary to establish the existing correlation between the health status of bee colonies and their development and honey production. So as you can see, the honey production was kind of increased by basil. On our second table, also following the same experiments, there is an economic benefits of using the essential oil. And this one kind of more or less monetizes what it would cost for someone to be able to implement the essential oils into the Apis mellifera colonies. You can see that the control group is, of course, our cheapest since we did not really apply anything to it. And then for just 144 and 150 and 147, we were able to get all of these variants and all of these production in rapeseed honey. This last table follows our second experiment, and it depicts the average lifespan of a worker honeybee, Apis mellifera, that was ingested with 4 different doses of flumethrin. As you can see, the red one had a dose of 1/4 the lethal dose. The blue one had a 1/8, 1/16, and of course our control group. The 1/4 lethal dose group was significantly lower than all of the other groups, while the differences among the 1/8 and 1/16 are very, very close. As shown in Figure 1, the mortality rate of the 1/4 lethal dose groups increased significantly on day 12, and all of the worker bees were dead by day 23. This differed from the mortality rates of the other 3 groups, which were similar and stable from day 4 onwards. And this is coming from Wu in his paper in 2023. So for our conclusion, experiment 1 showed that biopesticides increase bee health and production of rapeseed honey. The second table quantified the Apis mellifera germ count that can make it resistant to pesticides and other life-threatening bacteria. Finally, experiment 2 showed that flumethrin harms honeybees and shortens their lifespan, making production opportunities scarce. Furthermore, according to Patrica's finding, thymol, oregano oil, cloves, and menthol oil can actually combat varroa mites, which is a very alternative to flumethrin. The significance, the Apis mellifera is an essential component to our ecosystem. So the pesticides are not conducive to healthy honeybee biology, and it puts multiple aspects at risk, including the crops, including the bees, including multiple environment situations. Biopesticides provide a valid alternative to reduce pesticide exposure as well as increase productivity. And all of this will result in less Apis mellifera biomes disturbed and more honeybee production and environmental awareness. This is a list of my references. Thank you.